I'm not here to tell you to skip or to tell you to summon. I'm just here to relay information that you deserve to know, so that way you can make that decision for yourself. And speaking of which, there is something different about this carnival banner compared to previous carnival banners. So you're just good, like, just stay tuned, because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this release, not just the character itself. Okay, now when it comes to pretty hype releases, I like to test everyone's RNG with a really quick challenge. All I need you to do is just guess which Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle box has the Dragon Stones hidden behind it. Now if you can guess this right, that means your RNG is looking pretty good. It also means you passed the test, so all you got to do is enjoy the video. You don't have to do any push-ups, you don't have to subscribe, anything like that, all right? But if you get it wrong, that means your RNG is a little bit shaky. It means that you got caught lacking today. And again, look, the chances of getting this right compared to pulling Goku, like, you're so much more likely of getting this right. So if you can't get this right, should you be summoning? I don't know. But if you get it wrong, you got to drop down and give me 3 push-ups, as well as, since you got caught lacking, you got to subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. I'll give you 3 seconds to pick a box. All right, 3, 2, 1, easy. If you chose the right box, you were wrong. The Dragon Stones are actually behind the left box. So if you got that right, congratulations. If you got that wrong, you know what you got to do. Let's hop into the video. Starting off, just talking about the character itself. This is not one of those characters, that it's just like, yeah, they're cool. They don't really do much. They exist, and that's pretty much it, right? This character, offensively speaking, again, they're great defensively, and I'll show you, some calculations too, but offensively, they can look absurd. It's actually stupid how they decided to just build this character. We're looking at 180% of stats. I'm not going to go over everything this character does, but just, some important points to note. By the way, sniffling, coughing, sneezing, wheezing, anything like that, my allergies and asthma are flaring up like crazy, so I apologize in advance. Let me try to relax though, because I'm trying to get this video over with, so I don't have to. I have to, like, if you have asthma, you know what it's like talking. You gotta kind of relax a little bit. So let me just try to chill here. But anyways, some important points to note about this character. A, how strong they are offensively. So 180% the stats, 130 when attacking, which of course is really good. They do orb change, and they get a additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super with every 3 orbs obtained, up to a max of 3 super attacks within the turn. So that's 4 super attacks just from their passive, plus the chance of a 4 or a 5th additional attack, or I guess in this case a 4th additional super from their hidden potential. So this character could perform 5 super attacks in a turn, and it's not that unlikely for it to happen. And keep in mind, this character is greatly raising their attack on 12, dude. That's insane. And it's for 3 turns. So imagine this character entering the turn, super attacking 5 times, greatly raising their attack as an LR all 5 times, hopping into the next time they appear on rotation with all of those previous, attack raises still stacked. And then you do it again, another 5. Like, it's just insane. If you get yet another 5 additional supers on top of the previous turn supers, the numbers are just going to be absurd for a character like this. Their ceiling in terms of attack power is insane. And for that reason, I do think they are worth the Dragon Stones. Also, the leader skill. I believe, unless someone can correct me, isn't this the best 200% lead we've gotten so far? I'm trying to think. I mean, Future is also pretty strong, right? But, dude, Super Saiyans? A category that is just getting buffed every day. Imagine being on rotation with this dude right here, who's just creating rainbow orbs for free. Oh, dude, that's gonna be a crazy rotation, dude. Oh, yeah. I mean, the leader skill itself is definitely valuable, extremely valuable. How strong this character is offensively, or how strong they can be offensively, is of course very, very good. And then to look at some calculations here, I mean, at 55%, we're dealing with 210 start of turn defense, 210k at least, right? That's 55%. And then with one SA stack, so essentially getting that 18 key defensive, raise for 3 turns. Is it 3 turns actually? Let me check. Yeah, 3 turns. So essentially getting one of this to proc, you're looking at start of turn defense of 315k, and then 360 start of turn with 40% damage reduction. So that's 360k start of turn with 30% damage reduction for the first 5 turns, which of course is really solid, with a max possible defense of 1.1, very strong defensively. And then Rainbowed, we're looking at a max possible defense of 1.3, so definitely a big jump there. I also want to mention that this character here, in terms of their passive, they get 30% damage reduction and attacks effective against all types, as long as you have 2 or more Super Saiyans or movie heroes on the same turn, right? Or I guess on the team. And this is one of those conditions where you're not holding the team back trying to get this done. A lot of characters have conditions where it's like you have to try to change or manipulate the team or rotation in a weird way that hurts the team just to get an effect active. This is not that case. You have access to a plethora of just insane units. They're just going to help this character look a lot better just to activate that. So it's like team building wise, and again, we're going to be doing some team building videos later, so stay tuned for that. But in terms of just the character itself, definitely 100% worth your drag. Like if you summon on this character, I can't blame you. No one can blame you, because this character is extremely powerful, great defensively, absurd offensively, an amazing leader skill. Active skill is extremely busted. Crits for all crits, all attacks become crits for the turn. So if they do 5 attacks, all being crit, like you're like, what enemy is surviving that, right? But now let's talk about the banner. Like I mentioned before, this banner isn't going to be any normal banner, okay? And the reason why is because it's dropping during Christmas, and they like to make these Christmas banners double rates. This is one example right here. This was the Zamasu banner that dropped on Global during the Thank You Celebration Part 2 of Vegeta and Trunks, right? And just to even further prove it, this was not a double rates banner when JP got it. So they, since Global got this during that Christmas time, right, December 12th, whatever time this unit dropped, they usually like to make these Part 2 Christmas characters. Sorry, when I say Christmas, I mean more like December, right? So they like to make these Part 2 December banners double rates. So Zamasu was, of course, impacted by that, and so was this Carnival Goku, right? He was another character that, actually even on JP, he was double rates, and he actually released in December for JP Dokkan. So another example of just how they like to make these units double rates, which means this banner, even with how good they are, they're still going to most likely have double rates, which makes it a lot more convincing to summon. Now, keep in mind, this is not an anniversary, right? Carnival banner. So these Carnival banners tend to have 3 LRs in total, 1 featured, or 1 new and 2 featured. Same thing with Carnival Goku here, 1 main and 2 featured. Whereas anniversary banners, for example, have that 1 main and 5 featured, right? So, 6 featured. So 7 in total. So don't expect a whole lineup of 7 LRs on top of the main, which it's actually 8, not 7. It's going to be 3, and most likely, I mean, they could change it. They could buff it to 5, to 3, whatever the case is, but expect 3 LRs that are featured on the banner, of course, including the new character. It being double rates for how valuable the character is. I mean, there's just a lot to consider here, but this character is very good. This character is very good. Definitely worth your Dragon Stones. A great banner. And I mean, if you're someone who, of course, already has many of the OG old characters where you don't really need to spend Dragon Stones on the New Year step up, this is definitely where you can spend your Dragon Stones. This is, again, going to be an extremely hype release. It's a hype character, too. It's like, they have teams, right? This isn't just a character that's like, yeah, super good, but they're only on one category. That's not the case at all. So let me know what you think. How many stones are you going to go in? I'm just assuming that you're going to be summoning, right? Yeah, I mean, everything's looking good to me. Again, I'm not going to tell you to summon or skip, but hopefully all this information laid out for you that's going to help you make the decision. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.